these are market indicators of a different kind. So we take this all the way up, and we have no other reversals taking place. It's nice, steady, and strong, all the way into the current moment. Okay? Now, this chart could be useful in determining where we might short the market if, as we continue to rally up, we get another change in color, perhaps to gold, and then it reverses back to dark cyan at the top. Something along those lines would indicate a trend direction reversal. Trend reversal. In our next chart, we're going to track these group reversals on group number 5, and that corresponds with a 40 to 90,000 tick bar chart. And all we're doing is just checking the MACD calculation with that calculation being updated intra-bar. Now, as we go back to the beginning of the overnight market, this indication showed strength at the top of this move and ultimately going weak at about 990. It drops further and finally restores that strength after the drop is over and return back here to about the same price. Now, how can this chart be useful to us? As the market rallies up and the chart is gold at the top of these moves, it won't be particularly useful to us in determining where to short the market. But if we get a pullback, it can be very effective in determining where to take a long trade. So here we're looking for a price change as we drop, and we get it right there. This is the first time it occurs. Okay? It's very exact, it's very precise. And right here, where we change from gold to yellow and back to gold, it's a typical group reversal and an opportunity to go long. We get this again right before the open, as we did on the previous chart. But we notice something that's significant here. Yellow represents a strength level of -1 out of a possible -6. Cyan represents a strength level of +2. Okay? So essentially, right at about the same price, what was a -1 is now a +2, showing even greater strength to the move up. Perfect opportunity to go long. Very exact, very precise, and very typical of our group reversal system. Now, as we mentioned, as the market rallies up, we won't be seeing any kind of a move to produce a group reversal to short the market. That simply won't occur. So we're just moving this through the course of the day. And now we begin to see something that is, in fact, providing information that shows weakness is moving into the market as we continue to rally up. So let's think about what we're seeing here. Now, as this market was moving up, let's just look at this period here. The color bar system it was gold. There was strength moving up from roughly 103 all the way to 106. It's a clear indication of strength. But now a little bit later, now we see growing weakness. Weakness at the bottom of these moves is now an indication to us that the market is losing its strength. Because what was positive 6 is now negative 1 at these bottoms. There's growing weakness. So that could indicate an opportunity to short the market on a new high. If we get a new high, we could look for an opportunity to short the market. So, right in at about this time, at the high of this move, okay, we went from yellow to gold back to yellow, right at the high. So we interpret that as weakness at the top of this move and an opportunity to short the market. And that's what happens here. But now as we move down, okay, once again, we're now going to look for some indication that the move is over, and that may be visible in a variety of different ways. As we move down, we momentarily go from red, which is a -4, to dark red, which is a -5, and ultimately to gray, which is a -6. That's as low as we go. And if we see a reversal back to something greater than -6, which is what we see here, it moves from -6 to -5 to -4 and so on. Now we're getting group reversals here once again. So what we want to see is some sort of strength in a range that is, generally speaking, no more than a half a point off of the low. And we see it begin to creep in right in here. 1/2 point off the low, goes back to red, was previously gray. There's some growing strength in here, and we see a little bit more weakness in here. Goes back to red, and the market begins to move up again. Now we'll show you this same time frame in a different chart, because sometimes this in my opinion is really not very accurate. Right in here, that's not very accurate. Let me show you what we consider to be more accurate. What we would like to see, and of course we don't always see that, is something that we saw at the very beginning, something like this. 1/4 point off the low. Now that's accurate. Here, get it back there, that's not too accurate. It's kind of noisy. Now we're moving back up to the high here, and weakness is coming back in once again. Going from yellow to magenta, that indicates weakness, possibility that this will turn down once again. Now of course we're getting very close, or pardon me, no, we're not close to the announcement just yet. But in any case, let's go back now and look at another chart, and then we'll return here once we see the Fed announcement, which is, by the way, this is the Fed day, and this is one of the reasons why we wanted to track this, so that we could see